Hello students. So next we will consider the complex permanent tissues. So complex permanent tissues, they are of two types. It is the xylem and the second is the phloem. So first we will consider xylem. So xylem, it is the water conducting tissue in plants. So xylem is the water conducting tissue in plants. Means it helps to conduct or transport water. So in plants, water is transported or conducted by xylem. So water which is absorbed by the root hairs which are located on the roots. So water absorbed by the root hairs, it is transported to the root, then it is transported to the stem, and finally it is transported to the leaves. So in this way, transport of water from root to stem and stem to leaves, it is through xylem. So this is the important function that is performed by xylem, that is called conduction of water. That's why it is called water conducting tissue. Now this xylem is composed of four types of cells. So these are the four types of cells which are present in the xylem. So xylem is composed of vessels, also called trachea. It is composed of tracheids, xylem fibers and xylem parenchyma. So it has four different types of cells which perform four different types of functions. So because of this, it is called complex permanent tissue. Now out of these cells, so vessels, tracheids and xylem fibers, they are all dead. Vessels, tracheids and xylem fibers, they are all dead cells. The only living cell in the xylem is xylem parenchyma. So first we will consider the vessels. So vessels, they are the main water conducting units in angiosperms or in higher plants. Their structure, it is like this. So this is the structure of a xylem vessel. So this is a single xylem vessel or a cell, vessel cell. Its shape, it is cylindrical in shape. You can see the shape here, it is cylindrical in shape. It is having lignified walls. It is having lignified walls, means the cell wall has a secondary wall material called lignin, and because of lignified walls, vessels are stronger and they provide mechanical support to the plant. Now this cylindrical vessel, it is having a lumen or a cavity, right, for the flow of water or for the, you can say, movement of water. So water moves through this lumen. And these units, circular units, they are called pits. You can observe pits on the Xylem vessel. So Xylem vessel has no living protoplast, so it is a dead cell. So this is the main water conducting unit in the angiosperms, that is in higher plants. Then the tracheids. So this is the structure of a tracheid. So tracheid, it is elongated and spindle shaped, having pointed ends. Opposite ends are narrow or pointed, whereas it is broad in the center. So that is the structure of a tracheid, and these are the pits. This is the lignified wall. So tracheids, they are mainly water conducting units in lower plants. Right. Then the next one is Xylem fibers. So your fibers indicate sclerenchyma cells, right? These are the sclerenchyma cells which are associated with the xylem. That's why they are called xylem fibers. And the main function of xylem fibers is to provide mechanical support. So xylem gets support, mechanical support from these sclerenchyma fibers. So sclerenchyma fibers associated with xylem, it is called xylem fibers. Then the fourth component is the xylem parenchyma. So even there are certain parenchyma cells which are associated with the xylem. It forms xylem parenchyma. And the main function of this fourth cell, it is storage of food materials. So that is about the structure of xylem. The next we shall consider second complex permanent tissue, that is phloem. So that is the structure of a phloem. Now here I will label the parts. So that is the section of a phloem. So phloem, it is the food conducting tissue in plants. So it conducts food, means it transports food. Right? So phloem, it is the food conducting tissue in plants. So in plants, where food is produced. So food is produced in the leaves by photosynthesis. Now that food that is produced in the leaves, it is transported to the stem, and from stem it is transported to the roots. So food produced in the leaf, it is transported to the stem and then to the roots. So this transport of food takes place through phloem. So in this way, phloem performs the function of conduction of food. So we shall consider the cells present in phloem. So in phloem there are 4 types of cells, right? There are 4 types of cells in phloem. The first one, the first cell, it is the Sivy tube. So these are the 4 components of phloem, or 4 types of cells present in phloem. So they are Sivy tubes, companion cells, Phloem fibers and Phloem parenchyma. Now here the first one is the Sivy tube. So Sivy tube, it is somewhat cylindrical in shape. It is the main conducting unit, or it is the main food conducting unit in phloem. So food is transported through phloem mainly through Sivy tubes. Now see here, Sivy tubes are arranged longitudinally or vertically, right? So one Sivy tube is linked to another Sivy tube with the help of a transverse, we can say, part that is called Sivy plate. So here, this is the Sivy tube, this is the Sivy plate, and this is the Sivy plate. So one Sivy tube is linked to another Sivy tube to this Sivy plate, which is having pores which are called perforations. So perforations present on the Sivy plate help to link one Sivy tube with another Sivy tube, right? So in this way, food from this Sivy tube enters the next Sivy tube through Sivy plate, which is having perforations. Sivy tube has a cytoplasm, but nucleus is absent. There is no nucleus here, right? The second component or the second cell of phloem, it is the companion cell. So companion cell is the cell which is developed from parenchyma. So it is a modified parenchyma cell. Companion cell is a modified parenchyma cell. It is nucleated, it has a nucleus. So this cell, that is companion cell, it controls the functioning of Sivy tubes. So the function of Sivy tubes, right, it is controlled by companion cells. So the nucleus of companion cell, it controls the Sivy tubes. Then you have Phloem fibers. So here, Phloem fibers are sclerenchyma fibers which are associated with phloem. Right? So parenchyma fibers which are found in the phloem, they form phloem fibers, and their function is to provide mechanical support. Then the next one is the phloem parenchyma cells. So these are all phloem parenchyma cells. Now these parenchyma cells, right, the parenchyma cells associated with phloem, they form phloem parenchyma, and their function is to store the food materials. So food materials are stored, right? So storage of food materials is done by the phloem parenchyma cells. So that is about the structure of a phloem, right? So this is the section of a phloem that we have studied now. So you may expect questions. Write a note on water conducting tissue or draw a label diagram of food conducting tissue or explain the structure of food conducting tissue. So with this we shall conclude this video and we shall continue in the next video.